The Garden of Stone. Once upon a time, nestled deep within the dense woods of a forgotten land, there lay a hidden garden. This was no ordinary garden, it was known as the Garden of Stone. Within its confines, ancient statues stood frozen in time, each one a testament to a forgotten era. Legends whispered that during the full moon, these stone sentinels would awaken, guarding a source of ancient power hidden within a mystical fountain at the heart of the garden. The tale of the Garden of Stone had been passed down through generations, yet few dared to venture into its depths. Those who did spoke of eerie whispers carried by the wind, and shadows that seemed to dance among the stone figures. But for one brave soul named Amelia, the allure of the garden was too great to resist. Amelia was a scholar of ancient civilizations, drawn to the mysteries of the past like a moth to flame. When she stumbled upon whispers of the Garden of Stone in an old tome, her curiosity ignited like never before. Determined to unravel its secrets, she embarked on a perilous journey into the heart of the woods. As the full moon cast its silvery glow upon the earth, Amelia stood at the edge of the garden, her heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. The statues loomed before her, their stone forms imposing yet strangely beautiful in the moonlight. It seemed as if they were guardians of secrets long forgotten, their silent vigil a testament to the mysteries that lay within. With each step she took, Amelia felt as though the eyes of the ancients were upon her, their gaze penetrating her very soul, judging her every move with a wisdom born of centuries past. It was as if they knew her deepest desires and fears, whispering secrets that only the moonlit night could reveal. And as Amelia hesitated on the threshold of the garden, she couldn't shake the feeling that her destiny lay intertwined with the ancient stones that surrounded her. Drawing closer to the fountain at the center of the garden, Amelia's senses were overwhelmed by the sensation of being watched. It was as if the very air around her crackled with anticipation, and she couldn't shake the feeling that unseen eyes followed her every move. She could almost hear the stone figures whispering to one another, their voices like distant echoes from a forgotten age, secrets swirling in the night breeze. The weight of their ancient knowledge pressed upon her, filling her with both awe and dread. She hesitated, her heart racing as the statues seemed to come to life before her very eyes. At first, it was subtle, a shift in posture, a tilt of the head, but soon, the entire garden was alive with movement. It was as if the stone guardians had awoken from a centuries-long slumber, their solemn faces now animated with an otherworldly energy. Amelia stood frozen in place, her breath catching in her throat as the realization dawned upon her, she was not alone in the Garden of Stone. At first, it was subtle, a slight tilt of the head, a twitch of the fingers, but soon, the entire garden was alive with movement. Amelia's heart thundered in her chest as she witnessed the impossible, the statues breaking free from their stone shackles with an eerie grace. It was a macabre ballet, their movements fluid and unnatural, like puppets controlled by an unseen force. Dread washed over her as they encircled the fountain, their unreadable expressions now twisted into grotesque masks of malice. Amelia felt a shiver crawl down her spine, realizing too late that she had stumbled into a realm where the laws of nature held no sway, and the ancient guardians were now awakened not as protectors but as harbingers of doom. But amid the fear that threatened to consume her, Amelia sensed something else, an ancient power pulsating from the heart of the fountain. It called to her, drawing her closer with each passing moment. Ignoring the warning bells that screamed in her mind, she stepped forward, reaching out to touch the cool, smooth surface of the water. As her fingertips brushed against the surface, a surge of energy coursed through her veins, filling her with a sense of euphoria unlike anything she had ever known. But before she could fully comprehend what was happening, a voice echoed in her mind, a voice that spoke of darkness and despair. You dare to trespass upon sacred ground. The voice boomed, reverberating through the garden like thunder. You seek power beyond your understanding, yet you know not the consequences of your actions. Amelia recoiled in horror, realizing too late the grave mistake she had made. The statues closed in around her, their stone faces twisted into grotesque masks of rage. In their eyes, she saw centuries of imprisonment and longing, a desire for vengeance that could never be sated. With a primal scream, Amelia turned to flee, but it was too late. The statues descended upon her like vultures, their stone hands reaching out to claim her soul. She fought against them with all her might, but their grip was unyielding, their touch as cold as death itself. As the moon cast its final, damning light upon the garden of stone, Amelia's fate was sealed forevermore. Desperate, she called out for help, her voice echoing through the silent garden, but there was no one to hear her cries. The stone figures tightened their hold, their silent faces twisted into cruel smiles as they dragged her closer to the fountain. With each step, the air grew heavier, suffocating her with the weight of impending doom. And then, just as she thought all hope was lost, a rumbling sound echoed from the depths of the fountain. Amelia's heart froze in her chest as the waters began to churn, frothing and bubbling with an otherworldly energy. With a deafening roar, a creature emerged from the depths, its form monstrous and grotesque. Amelia could only watch in horror as the creature loomed over her, its eyes blazing with an unholy light. With a single glance, it froze her in place, turning her flesh to stone and trapping her within the garden forever. And as the last vestiges of humanity slipped away, Amelia became one with the statues that had once stood as guardians, her fate intertwined with the source of ancient power for all eternity. Legend has it that to this day, the Garden of Stone remains hidden from mortal eyes, its secrets guarded by the ancient statues that dwell within its walls. Those who dare to seek its power are warned, tread carefully, for the price of curiosity may be greater than you could ever imagine. Dare to venture into the unknown. Join us on a journey where shadows whisper and secrets lurk. Subscribe now and ring the bell to summon fresh mysteries directly to your screen every few days. Ignore this call, and be warned, an eternal curse awaits those who wander in the dark, unguided. Do you have the courage to face the unknown? Your adventure begins with a click. Welcome to the realm where every notification brings you closer to the abyss. Subscribe, if you dare.